YouTube, what's good? Your boy K-Law back with another video. I appreciate y'all support on these videos too. I appreciate everybody checking in, leaving comments, liking and sharing these videos. But as y'all see, your boy at work in the car. I'm in my car real quick, making this video before I cut my next client. So in this video, I'm gonna let y'all know about these Florida reception centers. You got 4 reception centers in Florida. And the first one, you got South Florida Reception Center, which is in the southern part of Florida. You got the Central Florida Reception Center, which is obviously in Central Florida, kind of like the middle. Then you got RMC, which is Lake Butler. It's a reception and it's a medical facility, and I'll explain that in a little bit. And then you got North Florida Reception Center, which is in the north part of Florida. So South Florida Reception Center, most of the people from down south, that's where they go, from Miami, Lauderdale, Palm Beach, Fort Myers. You know what I mean? Most of those cities down south, 9 times out of 10, if they got room, which a lot of times they will have room, you're gonna go to South Florida Reception Center. The same thing with Central Florida Reception Center, which is where I was supposed to go when I did my reception to do my 4 years. I initially went to Central Florida Reception Center, which is like by the airport in Orlando. If you're familiar with the area, it's on the B-line. So if you're in Central Florida, Tampa, Orlando, Clermont, Altamont, just anywhere in Central Florida, 9 times out of 10, you're going to Central Florida Reception Center for your reception to do your prison time. Then you got Lake Butler, which is where I ended up going because they didn't have room in Central Florida Reception Center the day that I got processed in the prison. So they put us back on the bus, took us to Lake Butler Reception and Medical. And Lake Butler is a little different than the other reception centers because Lake Butler is it's a medical facility too. So basically, if you're in prison in anywhere in the state of Florida, say you break a bone, you sick with cancer, AIDS, you break anything, any major issues, any major health issues, any major things going on with you, wheelchair, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be going to Lake Butler a whole lot throughout your bid, especially if you, like I say, if you having major problems where you can't function on the compound. They're gonna send you to Lake Butler Reception Center because it's a reception and medical facility as well. So if you go do your reception there, you're gonna be there with a lot of people in wheelchairs, a lot of people on meds. So you know what I mean, you can just imagine the environment. That's why a lot of people talk about Lake Butler. That's why Lake Butler is a historic place in Florida as far as prisons. And when I talk about the gold jar, a lot of people they think that we see the gold jar, but no, it's a history of the gold jar. We haven't actually seen the gold jar itself, but the gold jar is basically, back in the days, the officers used to knock people gold teeth out and put them in this big jar. So no, we haven't seen the gold jar. I can't tell you anybody that I was locked up with from 2008 to 2012 that was my age or maybe a little younger that have seen the gold jar. So that's just for a lot of people in the comments saying, oh, the gold jar is a myth. It really ain't a myth. I'm pretty sure people ain't just making this up for all these years at Lake Butler. You know what I mean? Even some of the officers talk about it if you can get them to talk about it. But yeah, so Lake Butler, you gonna go there, like I say, you break a bone, anything. Like if you about to die, they gonna helicopter you to a real hospital. But if, like I said, if it's something like you broke your ankle, your back, arm, finger, you real sick, you can't really move like that because you got cancer, you dying, whatever, 9 times out of 10 you going to Lake Butler. Not for just reception, but you'll also be there, like I say, throughout your prison bid. So say if you doing 3 years and 1 year in, you break your leg, they're gonna send you to Lake Butler. That's where you're gonna be for a little bit till they ready to send you back to your regular prison. And you might not go back to the same prison. All right, so that's Lake Butler, and then you got North Florida Reception Center, which is obviously if you're in North Florida, you know what I mean, you're gonna go to North Florida Reception Center. So yeah, so North Florida. I ain't never been through South Florida, North Florida, but I've been through Central Florida Reception Center, and I've been through Lake Butler. I didn't go through Central Florida Reception Center for my reception, but transferring prisons and going to work release and all of that, I had to go back through Central Florida Reception Center, not the main unit, but I had to go through the East unit. Lake Butler, like I said, I did my reception. So when you do your reception there, you're gonna go through the main unit, and then after when they ready to ship you off, you're gonna go to the Wild Wild West, to the West unit. That's what they call it, the Wild Wild West. All right, y'all, back real quick. My little cousin had just pulled up on me. She seen my car at the shop, pulled up on me. But yeah, so the Wild Wild West, yeah. So basically, I went through Lake Butler, the main unit, for a few days. Then they'll ship you up and pack you up to the West unit. And then when you leave from the West unit, you go into your main prison. And it's really no time frame. You don't really know, because it's kind of like a flight risk if they let you know, if you know what I mean, that you transfer in prison. But like once you get into your prison bed and you kind of know the system a little bit and you know how to move, you kind of will know like when you about to transfer, if you actually put in the transfer to transfer to different prison, because you can put in a transfer to get closer to home depending on your time. So like with me, if you got 5 years or less, I had 52 months, 4 years, 4 months. Yeah, 4 years, 4 months, something like that. Yeah. So after 2 years, I put in the transfer to get closer to home, because my first count, that prison count that I was at, I was in Gainesville, which is like 2.5 hours from Orlando, where all my people, friends, family, that's where they were living at, or that's where they live. So after 2 years, I put in a transfer to get closer to home. So they give you 3 options, 3 prison facilities to choose from. So I picked which one I picked? I picked Polk, Avon Park, and I picked Lake. But I ain't go to neither one. They ended up sending me to Sumter, which was only like an hour from Orlando. And boy, once I got to Sumter, boy, you talking about smoking like I was on the street, like I was like, yeah, that's that's another story right there. But yeah, that's how the reception centers work. And then what a lot of people probably might not know about the reception centers is, at each reception center in Florida, and most likely probably in other states too, which is common sense once I tell y'all, but you gotta have permanents at these reception centers. And what the permanents is basically the ones who run the kitchen. They gotta run the canteen, they gotta be a staff barber, they gotta be a inmate barber. You know what I mean? You gotta have these inmates to run the facilities for what the officers can't do or what they getting paid not to do. So like the kitchen, you know what I mean? So you, common sense will let you know what I mean, you gotta have people that stay there. So when you go through these reception centers for to go to prison, some people, they try to stay in the reception center and be a permanent because they closer to home. Like I say, 9 times out of 10, if you caught your charge in Orange County, Central Florida, Orlando, that's where you going, Central Florida Reception Center. So that's pretty much how the reception centers work. Some people gonna end up being a permanent. I ain't want to be no permanent, especially in Lake Butler. And if you, like I said, if you know about Lake Butler is a notorious place, boy, for prisoners. You know what I mean? And it really ain't to scare people or people may show their kids, but it's really the truth. If you walk in there the wrong way, you know what I mean, you ain't got your head on the swivel, you ain't street smart, you're gonna get taken advantage of real quick. And that's the advantage that I had going to prison. And a lot of people might not know this, but back then, but we were living like that. We were really living like that. So I'm telling y'all, yeah, I was nervous going into these spots, but I wasn't scared. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, all right, this what it is. This what I did. I always been that type of person. If I did something wrong, I'm willing to own up to whatever the consequences may be. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take it on the chin and I'm gonna keep trucking. And that's really kind of how I did with my prison situation. But it was all new to me, so it was kind of like it was a whole nother world. So that's why I'm giving it to y'all, so y'all can kind of understand, you know what I mean, where I was at mentally. I was 21 when I went to prison. I'm 35 now. I was 21. When I caught my charge, I was 19. I got out, fought my charge for a while, took the probation. By the time I violated my probation and got sent to prison, I was 21. So I was still young. So mentally, it was kind of like a strike. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I done did all this. I done, you know what I'm saying? I done made it. And I didn't even been to prison, which a lot of people don't make it to. And if you smart, you won't make it to prison. You know what I mean? But like I say, that's how I was thinking at the time. It was kind of like a strike. Like, you know what I'm saying? I done been up the road, but I'm really living like that, and I done got through it. So, but in reality, that ain't what it is. You real smart. If you out here doing wrong, I ain't condoning nobody doing wrong, but if you out here doing wrong and you stay on the street the whole time and you able to get up out of that and do something better for yourself, you really winning. Because you a dumb criminal if you get caught. So, you know what I mean? That's just common sense. But yeah, so yeah, that's how the reception centers work. You know what I mean? And like I said, some people, they try to go there and try to be a permanent because they closer to home. But in my situation and everybody who was on the bus with me, we didn't stay at Central Florida Reception Center. We got there that morning, probably within like an hour, they put us back on the bus and took us to Lake Butler, which is probably a 2.5 hour drive from Central Florida Reception Center. So yeah, that's pretty much how that went. So like I say, reception centers, you know what I mean, all it's still prison. Lake Butler just got a different name, so that's why you hear, when you hear people talking about these Florida prisons, you hear them talking about Lake Butler. Lake Butler just a little different, because Lake Butler, boy, that's what they were doing. And it's in a country town. You know what I mean? If you know about Florida, a lot of the racist and racism is still here. You know what I mean? So a lot of these people, they grew up with their granddaddies and grandmamas being racist, so that's all they know. And in these small towns, they got these prisons that they family done worked at when they was younger, and this all they know. So they inherited into the racism and, you know what I mean, working at these prisons and the mentality that come with it. You know what I mean? So you gotta think, a lot of these people, they ain't really outside of this prison. They ain't nobody. They ain't got nothing. Not to talk down on nobody, but they ain't really got nothing. So when they come in these prisons, you they target. You know what I mean? You who they looking to take some control over and do whatever they can to. So you just gotta be careful in any prison and any of these reception centers if you end up going to them. So I just encourage y'all to stay away from them, because one of the guys who got off the reception bus with us, let's just say bruh got taken advantage of ASAP. Because I want to say, like, the next day, me and a few of the dudes who got off the bus with us from my county jail, we kind of clicked up. We walking the track together. You know what I'm saying? And we, you know what I mean? We peaked game, but it was already bruised up. Like I say, this like day 3 or 4, but it was bruised up walking with somebody. You know what I mean? So you just got to be careful, man. And a lot of these dudes, they be with it. So the prison rate is kind of it's kind of like a myth, but it does happen. And I'm probably just say that for another video. If y'all want to, you know what I'm saying, really know about what going on, if people try you know what I'm saying, let me know in the comments. That'll be for another video. But yeah, I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. Your boy about to get in here and cut this hair real quick, so your boy can make some other videos later. I'm finna go probably do like a little fried green bean video. Probably do some fried chicken, like kind of like how Popeyes do it. Probably some wings. I don't know. Y'all let me know. But yeah, y'all hit that like button, share, subscribe, comment, And I appreciate y'all liking too. And y'all continue to like and comment because it helped the algorithm on the channel. It helped more people see my videos too. So yeah, I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy, man.